Geometry, area of sector. Okay guys, we have a warm-up. Take a minute to try this on your own. Pause the video when you're ready. Please start again. Okay guys, here are the correct answers for the first one. So basically find the area of the circle is just using pi r squared. Here it is. And to find the area of the AOB, the shaded region, this is a notation that I like to use. In the shape surrounded by the major points A, O, and a B, I put a little bracket around it. So that's 120 degrees out of 360, which is a third of the whole area, which is 75 pi. So the approach is very similar to the way you find the length of the arc, right? So basically the area of the sector, therefore, is the measurement of the angle. In this case, is 120 divided by 360, which is a full circle, times the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. Okay? All right, guys. So here it is. Make sure you take the note on this one, guys. So the sector, by definition, is the region bounded by two radii and their intercepted arc. This two radii and the arc right there, guys. And everything inside, you could think of it as a large pizza slice, right? And then as we've derived it, the M represents the portion of the circle, right? It's the central angle or the arc angle. So this right here, the whole thing represents the portion of the circle that we're talking about, right? All right, there it is. So here is example 1, A and B. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video, see if you could do this. Okay, good. So the area of POQ, the sector POQ, is what? 210 degrees over 360 times pi r squared, which is 3 squared. And that gives us, I believe, 12 over... Sorry, no, that's not true. What do they have in common? They have 30 in common, so that's 7 over 12 times 9. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a 4 and a 3. Is that right? Yes, it is. And that will give us 21 pi over 4. And it did ask us to put it to the nearest hundredth. So you could say, or that would be 16.49 in your calculator. Okay. It didn't give us the actual measurement unit. If it was a centimeter, we would have written down as a centimeter squared. But for our class, this is fine. Okay. Okay. Part B, same idea. The area of HGJ, right? The sector HGJ is 131 degrees over 360 times pi 12 squared. So that will give us 131 over 360. I'm going to swap the order in which I write the number, because that way it will be easier for us to cross cancel. Why don't I write that as a 12 times 12? Because I think I could cross cancel easier if I do it that way. Because I try to rely as little on calculator as possible. 360 12 is not basically 3 times 30 times 12, right? So they cancels like that. And what does 30 and 12 have in common? 6, right? So that becomes a 5. And that becomes a... I'm sorry, that becomes a... Oh, that just cancels. Right, that's right. What was I thinking? All right. So when you do that, it sort of simplifies to, I believe... Hold on. No. Okay, I made a big boo-boo there, right? Didn't I? That actually becomes a 2. Right. Well, anyways, so now that becomes 131 times 2 gives you 262 over 5 pi, or put that in a calculator. I believe that should come out to 164.54. Okay, guys? All right. So the portions that I want to see on a test is this or this. It really depends on how I phrase it. If it was on a written exam, most likely I'll be just asking for this, right? Right here, guys. And sometimes, let's say if I'm doing an online quiz, it's easier to grade it if it's a decimal value. So I'll ask you to use your calculator, and I'll ask you to enter that. So be sure to be on the lookout for what the question says. In this case, I asked for both. Okay. Even if I don't, even if I just ask for the decimal value, you should always give me both as a progression of your work. Okay, guys? All right. So we have one more example for me to show you, and then you have your turn to do. Okay. All right. In example 2, we have a beam on a lighthouse is visible for a distance of 3 miles. To the nearest square mile, what is the area covered by the beam as it sweeps the arc of 150 degrees? All right. So let's focus on that question right there, guys. Let me zoom that in a little bit, okay? So if you have a lighthouse, it's going around the circle like this. And what's going to happen is the lighthouse is over here, sorry, right there. And then maybe it's sweeping across this way, about 150 degrees, right? About 150 degrees. And the radius is 3 miles right here. 3 miles. And we're curious to know, right, what this area here is. Okay? That's what we want to know, right? All right. So we want to find the area of the sector. So the area of the sector is 150 divided by 360 times pi, the radius squared, which is 3, right? So when you do that calculation, that's 150, 360 times 9 pi. 9 goes into that how many times? Right, 40, right? So we have basically 15 over 4 pi. That is a square mile. Okay? Because I asked for it, you need to say it. Okay? And it did ask for the nearest square mile, so you need to put that in a calculator. And when you do that, it should come out to 12 square mile. So I'll highlight the portion that I would like to see as a part of the answer solution right there. Okay, guys? All right. Part B. Circular plot with a 180-foot diameter is watered on a spray irrigation to the nearest square foot. What is the area that is covered as the sprinkler rotates through an angle of 50 degrees? Okay. So we have a circle, something that looks like this. And then we have a diameter this way. And then it sweeps, let's say 50 degrees. If the whole distance is 180 feet, then the radius here must be 90 feet, right? And we're interested in this part right there. So what's the area of the sector? Okay, so the area here of the sector is 50 out of 360 times the area of the entire circle, which is pi times the radius squared, that happens to be 90. I can see the numbers are going to get a bigger, so let's reduce this portion in the front. Well, actually, we could wait a little bit. Yeah, let's do it now. So this part right here, guys, right? We know that the tens cancel, so that's like 5 over 360. 5 over 36. And that right there is 8100 pi. Okay. So now we know that 9 goes here 4 times. Let me use a different color. There you go. 9 goes in there 4 times. 9 goes in there I believe 900 times, right? Right. So and then we could simplify that even further, because now 4 goes into 125 times, right? Anyways, when you go to the calculation over there, that's a 4,500 over 4 pi. Yeah, I think I could reduce that, can I, right? Because one of the things you could do is 100 over 4 is 25. I like to think of it as a dollar divided into 4 parts. That's a quarter, which is 25 cents, right? Right. So that's actually on the left hand side. I'm thinking right here, guys, is basically 45 times 25. That's what it comes down to. So that reduces to 1125 pi, or I believe they asked for the nearest square feet, right? So that is 3534 square feet. Okay. So let's highlight our answer, this one and this one. Okay. All right, guys. So we have your turn. So why don't you go ahead and pause the video and work on it. Okay. Okay, guys. If you did, the answer that you should have gotten should be the first one is 1.01. The second one, number 5, will be 113.10. And the second one is to the nearest square foot. So that's 12,723 feet squared. And then this is a fun question, isn't it? Yeah, so you're supposed to find the outer wedge shape sector minus the triangle. Do you remember how to do that one? Yeah, that was a bit of a review, wasn't it? Right? Yeah, so that comes up to 11.07. All right, guys. So let's wrap it up, and I'll talk to you guys in class tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.